The German twisted cast-on, also known as the Old Norwegian cast-on, is a cast-on that requires you to have a tail of yarn. So in this case I'm going to do 2 hand wraps to allow me to cast on about 15 stitches using a chunky yarn. The first thing I do then is I create a slip knot and I tie that onto my needle. I then arrange my yarn so that my tail is on one side and my working yarn, the yarn that comes from the ball, is on the other. I then put my index finger and my thumb together and put them between the 2 strands of yarn. I then grasp the tails of yarn from underneath using the other 3 fingers on my left hand. And then I separate my fingers and I am now ready to cast on my stitches. You'll see this sometimes called a slingshot cast on as well, and you can see why, because this creates the shape of a slingshot. I'm going to slow this way down because this can be quite tricky. You take the tip of your needle over both strands on your thumb, up, down through the center of those strands, twist your needle a little, and then bring it over to grasp the first loop on your index finger, and then twisting your thumb, you untwist your stitch and bring it over the top of the needle. Create your stitch and use your thumb to tension the yarn. See that again. You take the tip of your needle over the 2 strands on your thumb, down below them, up, down through the center, and as you come up from there, make sure that you give yourself a little bit of slack on your thumb yarn to make sure that you can take the yarn over into a stitch. You then take the needle over, grab the first loop on your index finger, bring your needle through, use your thumb to twist, and then make your stitch, giving yourself tension with your thumb. One of the things to watch for is when you go to pull through your yarn as you go down between the loops on your thumb, is that you have enough flex in your yarn. So if you don't, you will have trouble bringing the needle fully around to create that stitch, and that's really important. So do give yourself enough space to do that. As this can be a little bit tricky, I do it a few more times in silence so that you can watch it. And that is your German twisted cast on, really useful for stretchy edges.